In that game, Clark scored her 103-point shot this season, becoming just the sixth woman to do so and first in her rookie season. Any kind of critique of Caitlyn Clark, because that gives fodder to those who believe she's being hated on and ostracized to some degree. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball.
Indiana Fever, a defining moment for the franchise. Caitlyn Clark is rewriting the record books. In one incredible game this season, she scored her 103rd three-point shot, becoming just the sixth woman in WNBA history to achieve this milestone, and the first to do so in her rookie year. But Clark isn't just making waves on the court, she's reshaping the way fans engage with the WNBA. Did you know that Indiana Fever games featuring Caitlyn Clark averaged over 900,000 viewers per game this season? That's more than some NBA games.
You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. To be as accomplished as she is, to be the Hall of Famer that she is, all the speculation that there's folks hating on Caitlyn Clark. That's all she did. Reality is, it didn't happen to this level until Caitlyn Clark showed up.
But also commanding national attention in ways few could have imagined. Clark's impact goes beyond the stats. Her success has sparked conversations and controversies. Some critics accuse her of overshadowing others or being too polarizing. Yet, this scrutiny only underscores her dominance and the feverish attention she brings to every game. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual viewer, there's no denying that Caitlyn Clark is the real deal. The Fever's big decisions. The Fever now face a challenge that could shape their future. The WNBA's expansion draft means Indiana can only protect 6 players from being selected by new teams. It's a tough balancing act. Do they protect Clark's supporting cast to ensure her continued success? Or do they gamble on keeping future draft picks to build long-term potential? Every decision carries weight. Keeping Clark is a no-brainer, but the team's management has to figure out how to build a roster that complements her skill set without sacrificing too much of the future. The stakes are higher than ever. The Fever's choices won't just affect their roster, they'll also impact fan engagement, TV viewership, and even league-wide interest. With expansion teams like the Golden State
kind of critique of Caitlyn Clark, because that gives fodder to those who believe she's being hated on and ostracized to some degree. But despite the attendance and viewership records, there seems to be some haterade in the league. My WNBA Player of the Week, surprise, surprise, Indiana Fever rookie sensation, Caitlyn Clark. There's nothing really to say up there. Caitlyn Clark became the first ever rookie in WNBA history to record a triple-double twice in the same season.
The Fever have no margin for error. It's not just about basketball, it's about building a team that keeps fans tuning in, fills arenas, and makes Indiana a championship contender for years to come. What's your take? Should the Fever double down on keeping Clark's key teammates or focus on safeguarding their future? One thing's for sure, Caitlyn Clark has turned Indiana Fever games into must-watch TV, and the stakes have never been higher. Picture this, Caitlyn Clark is on fire, lighting up the scoreboard like it's the 4th of July. She's breaking records, drawing fans, and making the Fever must-see TV. But here's the problem, the Fever can only protect 6 players. 6. That's it. With millions of dollars and careers on the line, every decision is as intense as a playoff game. Let's break it down. Kelsey Mitchell, the heart of the Fever. Mitchell has been with the Fever through it all, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. She's been the backbone of this team, consistently delivering solid performances. But there's a catch, she's not getting any younger, and her contract eats up a significant chunk of the salary cap. Do you stick with her veteran presence or prepare for the future by investing elsewhere? Caitlyn Clark, the rookie sensation. Clark has redefined what it means to be a rookie. She's the first in WNBA history to record 2 triple-doubles in her debut season and is a fan favorite, driving attendance and TV viewership to record highs. Losing her isn't even a question, it would be franchise suicide. But her presence comes with a hefty price tag that forces the Fever to make tough sacrifices elsewhere. Lexi Hull, from benchwarmer to sharpshooter. Hull has gone from riding the bench to becoming a three-point dynamo. Her shooting from beyond the arc is as reliable as summer heat in Indiana, making her a key piece of the Fever's future. But is her potential enough to justify keeping her over more experienced players? It's a classic dilemma. Do you go with proven reliability or gamble on untapped potential? The pressure of the salary cap. Every decision the Fever makes impacts their ability to maneuver financially. Keep too many high-value players, and there's no room to sign the next big star or reinforce the bench with reliable role players. It's a chess match, but the
open, but I'm going to mention it now, and that's Caitlyn Clark herself of the WNBA. Let's get to the WNBA. In that game, Clark scored her 103-point shot this season, becoming just the 6th woman to do so and first in her rookie season. Clark and the Fever currently lead the WNBA in average game attendance and per-game TV viewership.
League expansion adds more drama. As if the Fever didn't have enough to worry about, the Golden State Valkyries and Portland Pilots are lurking, ready to poach any unprotected players. It's a feeding frenzy, and the Fever's roster is the buffet. Every move Indiana makes will have ripple effects throughout the league. The Fever's future hangs in the balance. The Fever are at a crossroads, and every decision they make now will shape their destiny. Will they build a super team around Clark and create a new dynasty, or will missteps leave them rebuilding for years to come? Fans are holding their breath, and the league is watching closely. So, what do you think? Should the Fever lean on veterans like Mitchell or bet it all on rising stars like Hull? Every choice matters, and the clock is ticking. We haven't even gotten to the heart of it yet, Caitlyn Clark. Keeping her on the roster is a no-brainer. She's the centerpiece of
the pundit. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. To be as accomplished as she is, to be the Hall of Famer that she is. All the speculation that there's folks hating on Caitlyn Clark. That's all she did. Reality is, it didn't happen to this level until Caitlyn Clark showed up.
Substantial chunk of the salary cap. That leaves the Fever with some tough choices to make. Who else stays, and who's packing their bags? Clark's undeniable talent and star power come with a price, and it puts the rest of the roster under a microscope. Take Nalissa Smith, for example. She's got raw talent and incredible athleticism, but her consistency is all over the place, like trying to predict the weather a week out. Do you gamble on her potential and hope she matures into a superstar, or let her go and risk watching her thrive on another team? It's a decision that could come back to bite them. Adding to the pressure are the league's 2 newest teams, the Golden State Valkyries and the Portland Pilots. These expansion teams are circling like hawks, ready to snatch up any player the Fever can't protect. It's like a buffet, and they're just waiting for the good dishes to be served. The Fever's challenge is clear: they must navigate a complex balancing act. Protecting Clark is a must, but it comes at a cost. Decisions about players like Smith, and other key veterans, aren't just about talent, they're about shaping the team's future. One wrong move could disrupt the chemistry, while a smart choice could solidify a dynasty. Fans, buckle up. The Fever's front office has some of the toughest calls in franchise history ahead. Will they build a roster capable of dominating the WNBA for years, or will they fumble and watch their stars shine elsewhere? The clock is ticking, and the entire league is watching. The Indiana Fever is at a pivotal moment, with decisions on the horizon that could shape their future for years to come. Central to the drama is Caitlyn Clark, whose electrifying rookie season has already etched her name into WNBA history. Clark recently sank her 100th three-point shot of the season, becoming just the 6th woman to achieve this milestone, and the first ever to do it in her rookie year. Clark isn't just changing the game on the court, she's also filling seats and breaking viewership records. The Fever now lead the WNBA in average game attendance and TV ratings, thanks in large part to her star power. Adding to the complexity, veterans like Erica Wheeler and Tiffany Mitchell face uncertain futures. These seasoned players have been through thick and thin with the Fever, providing the kind of stability and leadership that can't be taught. For a young team trying to find its way, that experience is invaluable. It's like having a trusted GPS in a brand new city. You don't realize how much you need it until it's gone. The Fever front office is in a bind. Do they double down on veterans who know the ropes, or bet big on the untapped potential of rising stars? It's not just about individual talent, it's about crafting a team that can weather the highs and lows of a grueling season. The stakes couldn't be higher. If the Fever managed to build around Clark and strike the right balance between youth and experience, they could dominate the WNBA for years to come. But one wrong move, a trade gone awry or a miscalculated roster shakeup, could set them back significantly. Indiana Fever fans, this is your team's defining moment. Will they make the bold decisions needed to carve out a dynasty, or will they play it safe and risk missing their shot at greatness? The Indiana Fever stands at a critical crossroads in their history. The decisions they make now could set the stage for a new dynasty, or risk plunging them into years of mediocrity. It's a high-stakes game of strategy, and the clock is ticking. Basketball fans know what it takes to build a championship team. Look no further than the Seattle Storm, who have mastered the art of blending seasoned veterans with rising stars. The Fever face a similar challenge, but with the added pressure of a league buzzing over the potential of standout players like Caitlyn Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Clark has captured the hearts of basketball fans nationwide, drawing comparisons to legends with her electrifying play and ability to lead on the court.